Wolves 2, Palace 0. I'm joined by Adrian here. Adrian, another disappointing defeat for Palace. 7 losses in a row. Nothing going forward, conceding goals. I guess the only positive was Tyreek Mitchell, who lots of fans have been calling for start of the game. But what do you make of it as a whole?
I'm exactly the same. I think he played the whole wrong team today. I think he had the back four right, and I think we should have gone 3 in midfield. Like maybe Chiati in the middle of the midfield with Sloop, Townsend the other side, and play the young boy, Brandon Perrick.
Yeah.
In the centre with AU out right and Zaha out left. I think that would have been a good team today. Why put the youngsters on the bench? Why not let them have a go?
Well, he said, I don't know if you if you saw his comments on a weekend before the Wolves game. He said how we're not really in a position to give the youth a chance, even if it's for experience right now. What do you make of them comments? I personally think that where Palace are right now, we've got nothing to play for. So if we can't give them experience and if we can't give them any playing time right now, then when can you give them playing time? This is the perfect opportunity. What do you make of the comments?
Yeah, no, totally agree with what you just said. If you're not going to give them time now, right, where we have got nothing to play for, right, then when are they going to get the chance? And most of them will leave. The young lad, Zion, we've just signed, and kept. He's going to look at that and say, well, why aren't he playing them people, them kids? I think Mitchell done a really good job today, against a very tough, winger. I think he done a pretty good job. He had a good showing, started off, actually, if you remember, when Wan-Bissaka started, he had a very similar sort of start to him. He was a bit tentative at first, and he grew into the game. And I think sort of Perrick, he's sort of he's been played out on the wing a lot when he's come on for us. He's a centre forward. Give him a chance there. Put AU out wide. Because when you see AU, that's where he is most of the time. He's out wide. He's not in the middle. To knock balls down or anything like that. And I don't know what was wrong with Zaha today. He had a couple of good chances towards the end. There was one stage where Townsend was going up the wing and Zaha was walking the other way. What was that?
You just look at the team. The team, it doesn't seem like they're in it. They're not in it for the manager. That's what it seems like. You can see it even in the last 10 to 15 minutes. I guess you're 2-0 down, yes, but they're not inspired. They're not inspired to play. They really are not. But before we go on to talk about Roy Hodgson and his future at the club, I think that's only right to talk about. But let's talk about some key incidents at the game. Saka, he went out injured once again. He's been rumoured to leave the club. What do you make of his future at Palace? I mean, it might sound a bit harsh talking about his future due to his injury, but he has been injured for the most of the season and is one of the highest paid players.
Yes, I think let him go. It's time now. He's spent most of the season on the sidelines anyway, so he's not really played. Don't get me wrong. He gave his heart the last couple of games. Today, he was very disappointed to go off, but he's very injury prone. I quite like the sound of this 18-year-old that we're looking into, the German, playing out in Germany. He sounds a good prospect, and I think that's what we've got to start doing, is looking for the youngsters, bringing in the youngsters. We've got Tottenham. Bring on, let the youngsters have a go. We've got nothing to lose.
I'm just looking at the game and I'm trying to think of any positives out of the game. I guess Mitchell's the only positive that side, but I don't want to just sound negative talking to people all night, but there isn't anything that I picked out. Like, maybe there is something that you picked out that was positive from the game, but the goals that we conceded, silly error outside the box from Townsend for the first goal to give it away, and then they were brilliant play by them after they received the ball. And the second goal, goes past Maka and Tyreek Mitchell, Adama Traore, who caused problems all game long, and Joe Wood couldn't reach it. There isn't anything positive about this game, and now it's 7 losses in a row. And I think it's only right that we talk about it because everyone else is. What do you make of Roy Hodgson's future at the club? Do you think he should stay or go?
No, we are where we are because of him. Right, there's no two ways about that. Right, sort of this time last season, we were fighting for our lives. Right, so we've got to look at that. I think we should move him upstairs. I think we should get rid of Dougie Freedman because he's done nothing. Right, he's meant to bring in the players and that. And we've missed so many really good players because of him. He's slow out the blocks, right? It's like, I know Dougie's a Palace man, but he doesn't show it. And I think we should get in a younger. I'll tell you, right? If you look at the manager tonight, right, the Wolves manager, he's the ideal Palace man. He plays very good defensive football, but he also plays good attacking football. Very similar to like Terry Venables. Like, I don't know if you remember when Terry Venables was manager at Palace. Malcolm Allison, really good counter-attacking football. It wasn't scared to play the long ball when he had to. Right? And I think that's what we've got to do is mix it up. We need the fast players up front that we used to have. But one player I've got to admit we have missed, right, through his own stupidness, Benteke.
Yeah, today especially because they were so compact in the middle where when we had the ball in defence and we were lofting it up there because we had no other options, there wasn't that player there to control the ball. So exactly. I thought we did miss Benteke today. But with regards to Roy Hodgson moving up, you mentioned him replacing Dougie. Do you think he'll still be the right man to be in that job? Because you can see it, he's not really a fan of the youngsters, and we've got Adrian squad already. So do you see him bringing in young prospects? And also, would he want to do something like that? Because he's, he's only signed a year extension, and it does seem like he sees a long-term future in football right now.
No, I don't know. Like, he's never done that sort of job, has he? So, maybe he would look at the youngsters. He seems to talk about the youngsters a lot. And we got these good prospects coming through, but it's like he's too scared to play them.
Yeah.
Right. Is that down to him, or is that like down to the hire thing? It's like they said on Sky BT. We've got the oldest squad in the league. How many times have you heard that from a Palace team? Having the oldest squad in the league. I can't remember a time we had.
No, we need a massive summer. We need a really big summer, and I don't know if that includes a manager. Well, actually, in my personal opinion, I think that includes a manager as well. I think the manager needs to change because you did say that he does talk about youth players, but he doesn't play them. And he mentioned on a weekend how right now, even though we're safe, he still wouldn't play youth players just for the experience because we're not in a position to. And I don't understand that comment. Right now, we're safe. We've got nothing to play for. So as a result, I just don't think Roy at the club would work because we've got Adrian squad and he clearly doesn't look at youth. But let's try end on a positive. If you had to pick one player from today's game, who would be your man of the match?
The young lad, Mitchell. Yeah. Definitely. And one down thing is I think Townsend's got to go as well.
Townsend's got to go.
The last couple of games, it's like he's not been in it. He's not even been at the pace of the game, and he started today.
Yeah.
So but Mitchell definitely, and I think he's going to be a good prospect. Really, truly.
hopefully gets a run in for the next game against
Yeah.
Tottenham as well. Thank you for joining me, Adrian. As always, leave down your comments down below. Let us know what you think about Roy Hodgson's future, and also Townsend. Would you like Townsend to go from the club? Do you think we need to replace him? And until next time, up the Palace.